Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 49er Pulse Show. Today, I got my good friend Javier with me. Say what's up, man.
What's up, bro? How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. Dude, today's episode is going to be interesting because, I mean, first playoff game in I think 6 years coming up. Oh man, dude, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Long time coming. It feels weird, bro, but I mean, shit, we're here. The weekend's over. Last episode we talked about how we're gonna be back, and we're gonna be talking about who we're playing. And at that time, I thought we were either gonna play Seahawks or Eagles, but apparently we will be playing the Vikings, bro. What are your thoughts on the Vikings beating the Saints?
yeah, man. That game alone was crazy enough. Every analyst that I watched, Fox Sports, ESPN, Sports Center, NFL Network, any type of uh, football-related show or analyst just had the Vikings losing at the Superdome. And honestly, I can't disagree with them. Going
Yeah,
to New Orleans is tough alone.
yeah.
Having the 49ers going to New Orleans, I thought, oh, man, we're playing against Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas. I mean, the tight end. I mean, I knew their defense wasn't good to begin with, but I just automatically knew it was going to have to be a shootout for us to win. And
Yeah.
the Vikings game and the Vikings and Saints game was, totally, I think, the complete opposite. I just think that Drew Brees just wasn't Drew Brees.
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird to think about that because when you think about postseason quarterbacks, you think about Brady, you talk about Breeze, you talk about Matt Ryan, you talk about all these I mean, Peyton Manning comes in when he was still playing, Joe Flacco when he was still, you know what I mean? So It's like all these quarterbacks you think of, they're not there anymore.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean? And it's weird because I think the Vikings game plan worked out perfectly. I honestly would have rather have played between the Vikings, the Seahawks, or Philadelphia.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
And I think, man, bro, I don't know. I just feel like the 49ers being able to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl is getting a lot easier now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, yeah, dude, when I was watching that game, it's just like it just reminded me of what we talked about before. Like in the game of football, you never know what, the heck can happen.
Yep.
Because I was at work, I was on my lunch, thankfully, and I was on my way getting lunch, and I was watching the game, and I saw Kirk Cousins throw that deep pass, I think, to Thielen, and
Yep.
I'm like, no shit, like they're really gonna win this right now, and
Yep.
they won, and I'm like, well, like, all right, like I'm not complaining. I wanted the Saints out just because, like you said, it does get a little bit easier, but at the same time, like I try to tell people on Instagram, we got to try and stay humble too, because I mean, look at the Dolphins. They beat the Patriots, and Patriots are already out
Yep.
of the playoffs. The Titans beat them, and now
Yep.
the Saints are out. They lost to the Vikings, bro, at
Yep.
at New Orleans, and that says something. Okay, like, yeah, Vikings might not be as strong as the Saints. Saints could still be stronger, but like you said before too, bro, it all comes down to how the coaching goes.
Yep.
How the game planning goes. You could be the best team and lose to the worst team, and that's
Yep.
just facts. It just all comes down to the game plans. And this week, I mean, I'm really excited. Do I think that our chances are better? Yes, of course. Patriots are out. Saints are out. I hope the Packers beat the Seahawks. I just right now it's one game at a time, and that's what the players also talked about. They said how they're looking still at every game with one game at a time, and that's great. They're not looking like, oh, we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Like, no, we're gonna make it to the divisional round right now. That's what we're doing. And for me, I feel like I truly feel like this Saturday, 49ers versus the Vikings at Levi Stadium will be a battle. I truly feel like it will be a battle. I mean, if it's a blowout, I mean, I don't know, man. But I feel like it's going to come down to how bad does the team want it. Obviously. Offense needs to score touchdowns because their defense is pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. The Vikings defense is pretty nice. Our O-line has to be ready. And I mean, with Joe Staley shutting down Clowney, right? Week 17. That's good. That's good news that our O-line is a bit more, I guess,
revamped.
Yeah, revamped, freshened up,
Yep.
cleaned up, and I'm happy about that. And we got huge check blocking, we got Kittle blocking, and all these things. I feel like the Vikings are. I feel like they're just gonna try to come hard at us with when it comes down to rushing Jimmy. That's what I think, and I think they're gonna try to stop Kittle at the same time. But I do feel after watching the Vikings game, that's the thing, like we talked about before, like there's a difference between just looking at the score and there's a difference between actually watching the game and seeing what the heck happens.
Yep.
So I feel like on offense for the 49ers, our run game is going to be very important. And the main key players to watch, I feel like is going to be Debo and Emmanuel Sanders. Obviously I want to see all the players ball out, but I feel like after watching how the Saints go deep and all that, their Vikings secondary, I'm not saying is bad by any means, but I feel like they have a weak spot in there, and I feel like Kyle Shanahan is going to attack that. I mean, that's just my thoughts. And on defense, we just got to stop Dalvin Cook, man, and we got to get to Kirk Cousins. If we apply the pressure to Kirk, we're good. If we stop the run, we're solid. And we'll get back to that because that'll bring me to the next topic of Quan Alexander and, all the other guys coming back because that, like I said, D Ford is coming back. Tart is officially good to go as of today, full go. And Quan Alexander is most likely coming back. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But what do you think will be the biggest things, I guess, to watch for this Saturday?
I personally think I'm not scared coming into this matchup against Minnesota. After watching Minnesota versus New Orleans, I do think that the same thing that I would feel about going against any other team. I feel like we have a better chance of going up against Kirk Cousins, him being a pocket quarterback, compared to having to deal with Russell Wilson, who's a playmaker. He can use his feet, he can use his arm. I feel like Kirk Cousins is just a one-dimensional quarterback. He's going to throw the ball. He ain't going to run it. If he can't throw it, then he's going to get sacked or he's going to throw the ball away. It's just applying pressure, on defense. But specifically going into offense, I feel like Jimmy G, this is a revenge game. I mean, you can. I've been reading about on Twitter, on Bleacher Report, Danielle Hunter saying how the matchup went against the 49ers last year in Week 3 when we went to Minnesota, and Jimmy G looked pretty bad against the pass rush, against Minnesota's pass rush. I remember him throwing a pick six off a pass rush. I feel like Jimmy G last year and Jimmy G this year are just, it's night and day.
Yeah.
I totally feel like Jimmy Garoppolo
for sure
has progressed a lot since last year. And I do think that, the fact that we have so much weapons on offense that are not one-dimensional, they're all hybrids in their own way. I feel like we have an advantage on offense. And like you said, Minnesota has a weak spot in the secondary. I truly believe that. But it all comes down to, like you said, the run game. The run game is going to open up so much in the playbook if we can have success running the ball on first and second down. It's going to open up so much in Kyle Shanahan's playbook to just completely dominate the ball on offense.
Yeah. No, man, it's going to be really interesting just to watch how everything's going to go because, I mean, I don't know, man. I can see us running the ball a lot, and I can see us passing the ball a lot. I feel like it's going to come down to both sides of the ball. We're going to have to do everything. This isn't like we're just going to be running most of the time or, whatever. I feel like this is going to be really a game where it's going to come down to we have to use everything. It's playoffs. It's you win or you go home. This is it. And after I bet all the guys are hungry, man, because, I mean, Kyle Shanahan, I bet's fired up too, man, because keep in mind, I think his final year under contract is next year, and if we go far or whatever, man, I mean, without a doubt, I still think he's going to get re-signed. Like, no shit. Yep. I know he will. There's no doubt in my mind. Just the way what he created in the 49ers organization, the team, and the family environment. Mm-hmm. But this game, like you said, you're not scared. I'm not scared either. But at the same time, I'm really anxious, and I guess anxiety is going through the roof for everybody just because it's playoffs. It's been years since. I mean, for a lot of us, a lot of us fan pages. I mean, we were younger, man. We were just getting out of high school, or we were just entering high school, and now it's like, shit, like we're all adults and, we're living our life, and it's like, yeah, it feels good to be back in the playoffs, but it's like, damn, bro, all this time that anxiety fills up because you've waited so long and you just don't want to be disappointed. I feel like our chances are really good because what I'm really hoping for is if the 49ers beat the Vikings, and then at that point I hope the Packers beat the Seahawks, and then it would end up coming down to 49ers versus Packers in the NFC Championship. And, of course, I want 49ers to win that, and if 49ers win that, we go to the Super Bowl. Yep. And the Patriots are out, all these guys. So I truly feel like it's either going to be the Chiefs or the Ravens going to the Super Bowl from the AFC side. And I don't know, man, it's just really exciting. But at the same time, I try not to think too far ahead right now. I'm just kind of like, okay, just focus on one game at a time. And if we win this Saturday, cool, I'll get hyped to shit for next weekend. But I guess that kind of brings me to the next topic of just like game planning. Defense, like I said, D Ford, he's back at practice today officially. He's practicing. He's full pad. He's ready to go, which is a really good thing, because I saw a post on Instagram how it was a meme or something. They're like, the 49ers finally can go against a quarterback that can stand still. He's not like you said. Russell Wilson's a playmaker. He runs around everywhere. Kirk Cousins is also a playmaker, but he's not as mobile. Obviously. So I guess that's going to be a good thing. Our D-line is scary. That's fast, especially with D Ford back. It's going to be really nice. Tart is back, which is good. And I heard Contavious Street is limited. So it's good. Like, we're getting all these good news before the game. Thank God. That's great. I'm really happy about that, because I feel like Ford will play a big part. Tart will play a big part. Our secondary really needs him. And then Quan Alexander. Yeah, Quan Alexander, I think he will play. And like we talked about before recording right now, yeah, I do think he will play. He'll most likely be limited, but let's say I just kind of played this scenario out of my head is, let's say the 49ers are, down or whatever. Let's say they're losing in the game. I feel like Quan Alexander just brings that intensity to get everyone fired the hell up and just get ready and go fight for it and ready to kill and just ready to ball out. And everyone said that. I'm pretty sure Nick Bosa said that, like, no offense to any other team, or any other player, but we're all a family. But Quan Alexander is the MVP of our team because he's the heart and soul. Yep. And when you hear that, bro, like, and when everybody agrees on that, that says something. When you have a guy out there that's on the field with you as hype, there's a difference. I mean, on the sideline, you're hype. That's great. You're getting people fired up. But when you're on there on the field, everyone on the field wants to just play harder, hit harder. You know what I'm saying? And that's just coming from personal experience. Like, if anyone that played ball and you guys are all hyped up on the field, you got your squad, you got your friends going, and you're about to play and smack some heads together. It's cool. You get fired up. I feel like Quan Alexander will be, eased into it, of course, but I feel like he will also play a big part in this. Because the Vikings, when they see Quan Alexander, they're not really going to know what the hell to do. Because they're not. I mean, because Quan Alexander talked about in an interview about how he's feeling. He's been in the playbook all the time. He's been healing. He's been going to meetings. He's still been watching film. He's like ready to go, man. He's been taking care of himself. So he's still got the mentality. He wasn't taking a break, smoking dope, whatever. He's just actually in the game. He's in that mindset. He wants to win. He wants to win the Super Bowl. And I'm just glad that majority of our guys are healthy. And I just feel like our defense just has to be really ready for those deep passes, and like I said, stop the run. And stopping the run, D-line, linebackers, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Quan Alexander, D Ford on D-line. It's gonna be a battle, like I said. But secondary, Sherman. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who we're gonna put Sherman up against, but I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen with Witherspoon, man. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to be happening with that, because I feel like if Witherspoon is going to end up starting in the game, okay, great. Let's see how he does. But if he starts to slip off or start slipping, like in the Seahawks game, I feel like Kyle Shanahan without a doubt is just going to sit him out and put in CJ Mosley, right? That's the CJ Mosley, right?
Emmanuel Mosley.
Emmanuel Mosley. There we go. Emmanuel Mosley, yeah. My bad. And uh, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see what the defense is gonna do, and because offense, I mean, it's really simple. I mean, we just have to protect. We have to protect Jimmy. We got to
Yep.
give him time, and we got to create gaps for our running backs. And that's just kind of what I think. And obviously, me and you and all of the people listening, we're just fans. You know, we're not actual coaches, and some of us have more experience than others just because we played ball or whatever, and football's been a part of our lives. But
Yeah.
it's all going to come down to Kyle Shanahan, and Kyle Shanahan's an offensive mastermind. And Robert Saleh has been doing a really good freaking job being a defensive coordinator and helping our defense become really good. So, what are your thoughts, I guess, kind of like what the 49ers should do or what they have to do to make sure that we can secure a dub this Saturday?
Yeah. So the way that I see it, starting off, like I said early on, offense is just the key is to get the run game going, getting either Raheem Mostert going, Matt Breida going, Tevin Coleman going, whoever's in the backfield. We need to get them going, and I'm sure we've done it all year. But I do hope that Shanahan rides the hot hand. I've noticed recently in games he starts with Tevin Coleman, and then Mostert comes in, and then he rides the hot hand for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that, like I said, the running game needs to be a big factor in our offense. Once we get the running game going, there's so many plays that we can open up in the playbook for Shanahan to just call and we just confuse defenses, just scheme them up and just totally dominate that side of the ball. But it also is protecting Jimmy G, and I do think that this is going to be another good test for this offensive line, other than that game against Seattle in Week 17 in Seattle, is protecting Jimmy G.
Yeah.
And the offensive line did a great job doing that in Week 17. I mean, Staley completely shut down Clowney.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also going to come down, George Kittle being the tight end. He's a blocking tight end, too. One of the best blocking, to me, the best tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I think, too.
And the fact that he can block, he can help out either Staley or he can help out McGlinchey, double teaming any type of outside rush or corner blitzes, safety blitzes, whatever. And it's the key is protecting Jimmy G on offense, making sure Jimmy G has a great, efficient game, not doing the most, but not also doing less, just doing what we need him to do, and having this running game going. And on defense, like you said, like the fact that we're finally getting these players back. We're getting Kwaski Tart back. We're getting D Ford back.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting Quan Alexander back, and these are key players that we need coming back. And I do believe that time is on the 49ers side. Health is finally on the 49ers side after these 4 years of just injury prone, plagued years that we had. And we're coming into the playoffs, I believe, as one of the freshest teams in the NFL. Bearing that, most of the injuries that we had were in the beginning, towards the middle of the season, and everyone's back healthy and they had, the time to recover. But on defense, like I said, stopping Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook is going to be the main thing that we have to do. Getting to Kirk Cousins, pressuring him, knocking him down, and just, making him a hot potato in the pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's as long as we apply the pressure to Kirk Cousins and we don't give him time to throw the ball, that's all that matters. I don't think Dalvin Cook is going to have the game of his life against this 49ers defense, specifically for the reason that Kirk Cousins is only one-dimensional. I mean, I'm not going into Saturday thinking that the Vikings are going to run the RPO type of style offense, this shotgun or pistol, or I'm not going into that because that's not the type of quarterback Kirk Cousins is. Not disrespecting his game in any way, but you have to see that as a scheme point. Kirk Cousins is one-dimensional. He's not as mobile as Russell Wilson. He's not mobile like Lamar Jackson. He's not mobile like Kyler Murray. He's not mobile like these other quarterbacks that we're used to playing in the NFC West. So that's why I'm saying where I do believe that the 49ers have an advantage on both sides of the ball. I mean, our defensive line is finally going to have a quarterback that just stays in the pocket. So we have the ability to rush and get to the quarterback without having to worry about him making a play with his feet, which is awesome. And like you said, with the secondary, Sherman, I'm pretty sure Sherman's going to be matching up against Adam Thielen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
and whoever's on Stephon Diggs, K'Wan Williams, or and that just brings me to another concern. I'm hoping that Witherspoon comes back and just balls out, but he's not. Then I mean, he has to go. If he start, like you said, if he starts struggling, then we have to make this change. Emmanuel Mosley, this playoff game is no longer what we have next week. It's win or go home. So you just have to ride the hot hand. Bosky Tart coming back, that's going to be a huge help for our defense. Him playing with Jimmy Ward in the back, and the main guy, Quan Alexander, and I read that too. The same thing. Nick Bosa said that. No offense to any other players, but this guy's the MVP of the team, and I honestly totally agree with that. This guy brings the intensity on defense, and I mean, I was even reading stats that the 49ers were giving up. I believe it was only 13.3 points when he was on the field playing, and then now, ever since he's been out, we've been going up to close to 20 points a game, giving up on defense.
That's so.
That's huge. It's a huge boost for the 49ers defense, because I do believe that now that Quan Alexander is coming back, we don't have to worry about offenses picking on our rookie linebackers. Specifically talking about Dre Greenlaw, Al Shahir. Even though Greenlaw had the game of his life week 17 against Seattle with that goal line stance, I do still think that they're still going to try to ease in Quan Alexander coming into the game. I don't think he's going to start and play all the downs on defense. I highly doubt that. But it's a boost that we're able to have him back, ease him back, and that's less pressure on the rookies to be in the mentality that they have to play the game of their life. They have support now. K1 coming back on the field. So, and like I said, overall, I'm confident coming into this game. Yes, all props to Minnesota beating the New Orleans in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like we're going to Minnesota. It's not like we're going to anywhere. They're coming to our house, and the 49ers. Other than that Atlanta game and Seattle game, we're practically unbeatable at home. You know what I mean? So, and the forecast too, and the Minnesota Vikings, they are a team that plays under a roof. There is no roof in Levi.
Yeah.
There's a 40%. The last time I checked, there's a 40% chance of rain. Coming this Saturday, and we're used to playing in the rain. So I mean, like I said, in every aspect that I'm thinking of football right now, I think the 49ers do have an advantage going into Saturday, unless, hopefully and praying to God that no major injury happens from today to Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I said, I do strongly believe that the 49ers have an advantage on both sides of the ball. Home field advantage is another thing too. Everyone knows that, but it's like I said, that's my opinion. I'm not a paid NFL analyst. I'm not a coach. But with the experience that I have watching football, I do believe that the 49ers have the best chance of winning this game and making it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, dude. I agree, man. We have a really good freaking chance. No doubt about it. I guess, like I said, like a bunch of other people of fan pages have said, and even Richard Sherman himself, I think I said on the last episode, I feel like the biggest thing for us fans is just to kind of be humble. I see a lot of people, saying already, oh, we're going to blow the Vikings out. It's like, bro, they literally beat the Saints. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. People were hyping up the Panthers and then we blew them out. It's that kind of thing. You never know with the game of football. Yeah, I'm just praying and hoping, dude, that no major injuries happen from now to the game or at the game, anything like that, and it's I do feel like 49ers have a better advantage, but I still do believe it's going to be a battle and come down to who wants it more and how much better the other team is going to play. It's the best team wins, and that's it, and I feel like the guys are really hungry for the 49ers because, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the Vikings already – I felt like they might have had that mentality of like, okay, if we lose, we lose, But I'm not them. I don't know that. But 49ers, dude, the players, like what you see on Instagram, how they talk, how they act, how they're confident, like, dude, they're hungry for this shit. Like, they want to go win a Super Bowl. They want to go to the NFC Championship and advance to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. That's it. And I'm really freaking excited to watch this game. I'm going to be posting about it, and I just, like I said, man, I'm hoping and praying there's no bad injuries. I'm hoping and praying that the 49ers win this Saturday and move on. And with that, I just hope, everything just goes well. No mistakes, stay away from flags. No, this isn't a time to F up. This isn't a time to screw around. This is a time where we either ball out or we go home, and that's it. And it's gonna be rocking. I feel like Levi's is gonna be loud. It's gonna be really packed. First playoff game in Levi's, of course. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be wild. Really excited. That's all I can really say about that. It's just I really hope the 49ers will win. I do feel like they will win. But like I said, with football, you never know, and I'm just hoping and praying that we're gonna win this game this Saturday.
Yeah, and like you said, that we're Richard Sherman sums it up the best way out of all the 49er players is that, regardless of the record, regardless of the seed, regardless of what we're playing for, you got to be humble. You got to stay hungry, but you have to be humble while doing it. And that's one thing that I like about the 49ers is we're a humbling team. Jimmy Garoppolo talks about it on offense too, and I think he's one of the great leaders that this offense has as a quarterback. Being humble, nothing's going to be given to you. Everything has to be earned. And going into Saturday, yes, we can have the advantage, but it won't mean shit if we're not going to go playing 110%, 200%, giving our all on the field. The first seed doesn't mean shit. Home field advantage doesn't mean shit. I mean, we could have Tom Brady under center. We could have Ray Lewis as a linebacker. We could have P. Willis back. But none of that means shit if, they're not going to pour their hearts on the field. And that's one thing that I give credit for the 49ers is that we're hungry, but we're also humble doing it. And we have that swagger. We have that cockiness. If anyone wants to beat us, it has to be through our house. They have to come to us and beat us.
Yeah.
And, if as a player, there's nothing wrong being cocky like that, but they're humble doing it, and they're humble it while playing on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see our players going and talking shit. You see us having swagger and being cocky on our sideline because we're hyping ourselves up. That's it. We're not going out there, Richard Sherman saying, "Hey man, you're a trash ass wide receiver." Like, you don't see that shit. You don't see that. You just see him being, like I saw a clip of like him going up to Jimmy at the Seattle game. He's like, "Hey, you hear that? You hear that? Yeah, it's silent. They're quiet." You know? And that's it. It's not like Sherman's actually going up to the stands or, being cocky or, putting it in everybody's face. And that's a good thing. I love seeing that with us because I feel like Saints, I feel like they might have been more cocky. I mean, I don't know, man. We got to keep our cool. That's also another thing. We can't get too emotional on the field because, like, for example, Stephon Diggs, he's emotional, man. Like, you see at the game, I saw, like, he almost had a fight with one of the Saints wide receivers during the game, dude. So our guys just got to, be cool, and that's it. That's it. We just got to be cool. We got to be smart. We got to be ready. We got to be mentally focused. We can't F up, man. Like I said, this isn't a time to screw around. And like you said, bro, if we're not going 110%, 200%, then what's even the freaking point?
Yep.
We got to, 49ers, they got to work their ass off, and we got to win this game. And as fans, all we can do is watch and pray and hope, and that's it. And for us, me and you talking about this on a podcast and recording it, it's a lot of fun. But for us fans that are more involved, I guess, into the team and more not dedicated, but like more invested into the team and how much time you put into it, listening, how much you listen of the 49ers, how much you watch the 49ers, and all this stuff. I feel like it hits us different. It hits us the most because it's like. Definitely. It's just like shit, bro. The 49ers are a big part of our life that it's a lifestyle, honestly. It's okay. Once the August hits, I'm thinking about my 49ers. It's off season. Cool. I'm still thinking about my 49ers, who we're going to draft, free agency, all this shit. You just, it's crazy, bro. And I'm never going to stop being a 49er fan and any of these things. And that's why I guess me personally, I feel like anybody listening to this, and you especially, like, your anxiety is probably going to be through the roof also at the game. Like, you might not be scared necessarily, but you're going to be anxious as shit because
Oh, yeah.
it's been fucking years, bro. It's been years since we've been in the playoffs and have been this freaking good.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when we were going, and when we had Kaepernick and everything, and Bolden, and we went up against the Seahawks to Seattle for the NFC Championship. At that point, we were good. But I truly feel like right now we're better than what we were even then.
Yep. And that's the truth right there. I honestly totally agree. I look at the teams that we had in the Harbaugh era, the Super Bowl run that we had, those NFC championships that we had, and I honestly look at those teams, and then I look at the team that we have right now. I think that the team that we have right now is so much better because we're younger and we have more athleticism. The 49ers on offense back in, the Kaepernick days, I mean, we were an RPO style offense. We were relying heavily on, either Gore or Kaepernick to make plays. And, we don't have to worry about it right there. Yes, Gore is one of the best running backs in NFL history. Now he's ranked 3rd all time in rushing.
Yeah.
And I love Gore. It sucks that he's on a different team now, but that's the business part of the game. But he's still doing it. You know what I mean? So for him to be doing it for that long, I tip my cap off to him. But going back to what we're talking about is we only have Frank Gore. I mean, we didn't have a 3-headed monster like we do right now. I mean, it was either Gore, Kendall Hunter, or LaMichael James. I mean, we rarely even seen him. Anthony Dixon, Booby Dixon, what he used to be called. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's we use Gore, Kaepernick, Michael Crabtree, Anquan Bolden, Mario Manningham, Randy Moss when we had him, Vernon Davis. All these. You look at the names of the past, and then you look at the players that we have now. I mean, I would say I would put my money on the team that we have now than what we had back then. You know what I mean? So coming into this game is I have the best confidence that Jimmy G, coming from New England, coming from Bill Belichick, and I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick is going to lose sleep ever since, they just got eliminated by the Titans, and Brady just wasn't Brady. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad that John Lynch was able to pull this trade off, and Jimmy G's on the red and gold now. And it's like I said, I have the full confidence. Yes, I'm going to be anxious. I'm going to be nervous. I'm always nervous, watching the pregame show leading up to the kickoff, while the kickoff happens, and then whatever position on defense or on offense. I get nervous as hell. I get the jitters. I get the butterflies.
Oh, dude, same, bro. My hands get all sweaty and shit too, bro. I feel it, man.
So it's all, that's the thing. The 49ers is just a part of my life. It's different when you're interacting with the team as much as we do. We wake up bleeding red and gold. We go to sleep bleeding red and gold. 49ers this, and the 49ers are always on their mind. You know what I mean? Like, there's never a time where I don't wake up every morning going on ESPN or Bleacher Report or on any of the 49ers sites and just reading, trying to keep up what happened overnight when I was asleep. Going through the whole day, okay, I'm back home. What the hell happened with the 49ers? Even when I'm at work on lunch or I'm on my break, what's going on with the 49ers? I got my phone going off, 49ers did this, 49ers did that. There's possibly on, this, It's just 49ers is just a part of our lives. Us, us fans are really dedicated, and we've been here for that long. You know what I mean? So it's just, win, lose, or tie, I've always been here. It's just, the Singletary days, the Harbaugh days, these absolutely terrible past 5-6 years. And, we're back to where we're at now, and it's great. It's fucking great that we don't have to worry about now what position we're going to be in the draft. Like, we're worrying about how the hell we're going to win in the divisional round and trying to make it to the Super Bowl. So it's awesome. And like I said in the previous podcast before, it's awesome. I tip my hat off to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to finally bring this franchise back to where it should be, one of the pedestal teams of the NFL, contending for a Super Bowl again. It's awesome. It's awesome.
No, man, I'm just really freaking excited, bro. Just because, man, it's been a long time. I guess me personally too, just because of all the shit that I had to, us for pages and fans on Instagram, like, we were there posting and reposting and stuff. And for me as a content creator, just trying to I don't know. Those days with Jim Tomsula and Chip Kelly, man, they fucking suck. Like, it was bullshit. But
Yeah.
I still posted about it. I still, try to put my ass out on there and, try to work my ass off. And that's what I really wanted to do. So I guess that hits me too, is that after so long of just being a team that, goes 2 and whatever, 4 and whatever, and finally being able to, be elite at this point, it feels good just because, I mean, obviously it's the team, and it's just like you said, bro, it's the lifestyle. When we make the team a part of our lifestyle, it's a big part of our lives. It's, just that much more big. It's bigger. It's so much bigger. And the game, especially playoffs, this game, this is do or die. You win or you go home, that's it. There's no coming back. There's no second chance. You win, cool. You go to the NFC Championship. We lose, okay, well, time to wait until August.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much sums it up. As the players, I'm not a player in the NFL, and I don't know what goes in the mind of an NFL player when it comes to circumstances like this. You know what I mean? Like I don't think any of us fans are gonna know what that mentality is, being a player going into a playoff atmosphere of win or go home. So it sucks, but as fans, we're anxious and nervous as fuck watching the game. But you look at how the 49ers play, it's just the complete opposite. They're having fun out there. They're being disciplined. They're doing what they got to do. They're doing their job, but they're having fun doing it. And that's one thing that that I've noticed about the 49ers all year. When we had that perfect first half of the season, we went 8-0, and then we lost 8 games in the remaining 8. But the fact that we're 13-3. Every analyst had us going 3-13, 2-14, or 4-12, or whatever.
Yep.
We're sitting where we're at, and it's been a mentality all year. Juan Alexander bringing that the block is hot on defense.
Yep.
Fred Warner. George Kittle, no fear. Jimmy G. I mean, it's great that the 49ers is playing as a whole team. Because I remember in the Harbaugh era, it was offense, and then there was defense. There was not once where I seen the 49ers back in 2012, 2011, 2013 that had the brotherhood that we do right now. Mm-hmm. It was either the defense talking, and it was only defense, or it was the offense doing what they got to do. That was it. You know what I mean? There's no disrespect to the teams before. Yes, I'm pretty sure they had a great locker room. But it wasn't as the way that I see it right now. It just doesn't compare. You can't compare it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, man. I completely agree. I mean, I don't know. It's just gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun. It's been a hell of a ride already, and I just, man, dude, all us, like I said, man, all us fans can do is just hope and pray. That's all we can do, man. I mean, that's it. And stay faithful, stay loyal, all those good things. But like we were talking about, man, I do feel like the 49ers have a really good chance at winning this thing. And at the same time, we just got to be humble. The Vikings, no doubt about it, they're a good team. I respect them. They're a good team. They worked their ass off. They beat the Saints. Major props to them, especially New Orleans. Kirk Cousins, not disrespecting his game or nothing, but like you said, he's very one-sided, I guess you could say, yeah. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the defense goes up against him and the wide receivers and Dalvin Cook and all these guys. And it's going to be interesting to see how the 49ers offense is going to go against the Vikings defense and their pass rush and everything like that too. So I'm just hella excited. It's going to be one freaking good game, I feel like. And I mean, the next time we're going to be, recording a podcast episode, it's going to be talking about, we're reviewing either, the game, obviously review the game, and then we're going to be previewing the next game, or it's going to be reviewing the game and talking about the offseason. And I sure as hell hope we're going to be talking about how we won the game and, moving on to the Packers or Seahawks or whoever the hell we're going to be playing if we win. And it's going to be exciting, and it's just kind of because once I post this for whoever's listening, it's let's see here, it's January 7th, and then this Saturday we play. And next time you guys hear from us, me and Javier, it's going to be, well, we either won or we lost. That's it. I mean, that's as it's tough shit, tough love, but I mean, that's what it is, man. It's football. Anything can happen, but like I said, I sure as hell hope me and you are going to be back on the podcast next week or this weekend or, Sunday, whenever the hell we decide to do it, and be talking about how the 49ers beat the Vikings and advancing to the NFC Championship, because I'm going to be hype as shit if that's the case. And if not, well, we're still going to be fans, and we're still going to, be talking about the game, if anything, and previewing whatever. But other than that, I mean, I'm really excited. What's your, I guess, score prediction for Saturday?
Whew, man.
I hit you with that out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
That just came right off the top of my head. Shit, I wasn't even expecting to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think the 49ers are going to they're going to have their advantage on both sides of the ball. But yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be probably close to 31-17. That's what I'm thinking that the score is going to be. 31-17.
31-17?
Yep.
31-17. Okay, I see it. I see it, man. I mean, I see it. Just depends how the 49ers offense does.
Yep.
Shit, bro. I might even have to agree with you on that one. Maybe 31-24, maybe. I don't know, depending how Vikings do. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be close. I feel like it's either gonna be, one-sided more, like it's either gonna be all 49ers or all Vikings, or it's gonna come down. Cause, bro, we're Niner fans. It's the 49ers. I would not be freaking surprised if it became another nail biter down to the wire. That's why I'm like prepared already. I'm like, all right, man, shit. If it's gonna come down to the last 10, 15 seconds, all right, screw it. All right. I just want my 49ers to win, man. That's it.
Yeah, and we've been in plenty of those situations this year. So I mean, if it's another one coming in, we're ready for it.
Here you go, bro. I mean, it's going to be wild, man. That's all I know. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, most likely Quan Alexander will be playing. So by the time this video comes up, probably already going to be announced or whatever. But expect him to play. And it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited about it. And, yeah, bro, I think that is all, unless you got anything else you want to mention.
Yeah, bro. And like I said, as a fan, the most that we can do is hope and pray that these players stay healthy, that these players are going to give their total best coming into this game, and really trying to win this game overall. Like I said, as the fans, all we can do is just sit there and watch. We can't spread a type of negativity throughout the game. We get frustrated, but like I said, it's a game of football. We're gonna have our ups and downs during the game, but at the end of the game, we supporting the team, supporting the players, and really sticking together like we had all throughout the whole season. And like I said, I'm ready for this game. I'm ready for Minnesota, and hopefully the next time we do a podcast, it's hopefully it's either against Green Bay or Seattle. So, man, I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good, man. It's going to be a really good one, man. Hoping and praying, and can't wait. And me and Javier will catch you all guys later. And as always, make sure to also give Javier a follow on Instagram at King Javi. He's going to be always on the podcast. So thanks again, bro. I appreciate you being on here. Real one. It's been fun as always. Appreciate you. And with all that said, guys, stay tuned, keep the faith, and go Niners.